Hello everyone, welcome to Infinite Realms. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, comment. Help the algorithm grow. And here we are with, yes, Molecule Man from the Puff Adder Build-A-Figure wave. This has been a fun wave because we're hitting on Avengers, and those are some of my favorite characters of all time. And this is probably going to be the last almost full wave of Marvel Legends I ever buy. Not because, I don't... I mean, unless they do another wave like this, which has a lot of new characters in new decos and everything. I mean, and has a Build-A-Figure that I want. I won't say never ever, but I don't foresee that happening again in the foreseeable future. We still have a lot to be revealed, as always, so you never know. That's a tough one. But Molecule Man, this is a character I was introduced to way back in the old Secret Wars, and he was, well, the most powerful guy in the room, and had no idea. And I do really dig this figure, even though it's a little off. It's it's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. It's also not terrible. A lot of people are complaining about the head sculpt. I'm not as upset about it as most people. One thing I do like is how they painted on him using his powers. And again, I don't think he ever really reached any further height than Secret Wars. I mean, I think that was the height of his ability. I mean, he is blessed with ungodly power, but lacks the ability and imagination to use it the way he could be using it. I do find that a kind of fun for a villain. It kind of reminds me of Aladdin. Infinite power, itty bitty living space. And except the itty bitty living space is his itty bitty brain. So, Molecule Man does come with 2 fists, which he needs to have for... He's got 2 of these purple effects. We've seen these before. Quasar had them. I'm trying to think who else had them. I can't remember off the top of my head. I know a couple people have had them. And I'm not a huge fan of these because I don't think that works for Molecule Man. That could be just me talking. It just don't feel like it fits his power set. That simple. I think this is kind of phoning it in and going, well, what do we got in the library? Okay, we haven't used these in a while. Let's use those. And it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. The figure itself is kind of plain Jane. It's perfect because it's plain Jane. That is Molecule Man. He is plain Jane. That is the character. It fits. Wonderful. Hasbro, you figured out a formula that works. And of course, he's pinless all around. Bravo. I'm really happy when I see pinless all around. That makes me happy. Because that means, okay, you're starting to get the idea that pinless is the way to go. That's a new tech. Hop in. I get upset when I see new figures with pins. It's like, come on. You know what you need to do here. Now, the problem with Molecule Man is the same as his attributes. He's plain. He's dull. He's not a dynamic character that has done a lot of dynamic things, and he doesn't have a dynamic look. He is kind of a dork look. It's, I mean, it's kind of stupid if you look at it. He's not got one of those great costumes. Because of all this, I think, Hasbro may sold him short a little bit, but I think it works overall. Again, you have to kind of know a little bit about the character to get this. Could he be better? It depends. I mean, what are we going for? Are we going for the typical Molecule Man that we see every day or in the comics, and he's kind of a loser, but he does have great power, or are we going for something else? I think we're going for the loser aspect, and that's why he kind of needs to sit in this kind of plain Jane idea. It works. I mean, the electricity around the belt and the And I guess it's electricity on the shoulder pads. I mean, those work really well. And those are really nice attributes to have on the figure. And again, it just brings in that dorky style that kind of works for him. Now, the little tunic on the bottom does inhibit slightly on the legs, but not terribly so. But it's something to note that, yeah, you're going to have a hard time doing certain poses with this guy. I mean, he's a Marvel legend. You're going to have a hard time with poses anyway. So, I mean, that comes with the territory. But it's still accurate to the character, so what are you going to do? Get rid of it? You can't. Unless you go for... I think there was a version that didn't have a tunic like that. But I don't think it would work. I think this one needs a tunic. It just fits. So, all in all, again, some very tight joints on this figure. I'm not sure what's going on with this wave. But, all in all, pretty good figure, even though he's a plain Jane figure. Again, fits the character, so that works for me. I like it. I'll give him 4.5 out, just because they didn't go too far with him. I think he could have had some better effects. I think we could probably get some effects that look better with him if we look around the interwebs long enough. But, yeah, he could have been much better, I think, but he's not terrible as is. Okay, that will wrap up this edition of Infinite Realms. Don't forget to like and subscribe.